Oh, my sunglasses are way over there. Let me go get them. All right, much better. All right, so I gotta make that diving a separate video. I think that one was 20 some minutes long, and the one before that was like 12 minutes long. So I'm gonna make that probably its own little video. So in the video there, this is after the dive, obviously, the repair dive. The crack was just like a piece of hair. It was so hard to see. I took that little tool and I scraped it out. You saw that. First of all, the camera was on my head and it wasn't adjusted right. So most of the video footage is on the top of the screen. Make it a point to fix that next time, but it is what it is. Like, for example, there was fish down there and I was at some point, I moved my head away and I chased the fish. Hey, look, there's a fish, but you don't see it because it's above the screen. But so I'll fix that. So I scraped the whatchamacallit, the crack, and if I were to have scraped that out and I saw joint compound, then I would have taken the whole corner out. So what you have there is you have the lead keel and the fiberglass boat. They bolt together and there's a gap in there. And you fill that gap in with a compound, smooth it over, sand it down, and put your bottom paint on. And then as the keel flexes and moves, it could just use it just a little bit, it'll crack that compound and then crack the paint. And you see it's called a keel smile. The keel smile itself is cosmetic. But it could mean that you have loose bolts or flex or something like that, so you keep an eye on it. But the actual keel smile itself, it's just a crack in the compound. The fiberglass of the boat and the lead of the keel are in different, there's a gap in there. So I wanted to open that crack up and see what I had in that crack. Was it compound? Was it fiberglass? I mean, was it gel coat or was it lead? And well, I opened it up on the port side, and it was shiny lead. No compound, no gel coat, shiny lead. I was like, oh, well, this is below the keel joint, the joint. And then I went on the other side, and I saw a likewise crack. Just not really a crack, just a slight little, just like a piece of hair there. I ground that out or scraped it out with a little scraper. Same thing. No gel coat, no joint compound, all lead. So that tells me it's below the joint. And also on the face of the keel, you got the port side and the starboard side, but you also got the end, that flat spot there. There's no crack there. There's nothing there. It's just on both sides. So that makes me think, okay, maybe when I sealed put fairing compound in the joint, obviously if the joint's, 1/8 of an inch wide, I went 2 inches wide, 3 inches wide with the compound. That's just the edge of the compound. Was a thin spot or didn't adhere right. It just kind of cracked or moved or something. That's what that tells me. That's why I didn't grind the whole thing out. I just opened up the port side, saw lead, no joint. Opened up the starboard side, saw lead, no joint. Said, okay. And I looked around a lot. I could not find the joint. I couldn't find. I did a good job, I guess, of ferrying it out because I couldn't find it anywhere. But so that's why I didn't take the whole corner out. I just opened it up, saw it, said, okay, there's no issue here whatsoever. No flex, no give, no nothing. No, there's not a keel smile. It's something else, whatever it is. But now I got to seal it. So I used that 2-part epoxy, which is 10 times stronger in the boat. That 2-part epoxy is it's bulletproof. That stuff's insane. And I mixed that up hot underwater, so it was hot and runny. Squeezed all the water out of that joint or that crack, and then I just sealed it. But again, that's why I didn't go all the way around. There was no need to go all the way around because all I would be doing is cutting into good gel coat at that point to try and I already knew I was below the joint. So that's that. It's done. We got 2 days of rain coming, but yeah, I'll make this diving stuff a separate video, I think, just because it's getting long. I won't edit it, I won't chop it up, and I'll adjust that camera thing. I'll move it one way or the other. It wasn't centered. I thought it would be, but it wasn't. Okay, that's that. I'm going fishing. Nothing's wrong with the boat. It's 100%, and Just a little crack in the paint. Opened it up to investigate and resealed it. That's that. All right. All right, good morning. It is, too close to the light. It is the morning of the 22nd. Well, it's noon of the 22nd. I've been up all day doing stuff. I'm getting ready to dive on the boat. I'm going to clean the hull. I told you guys I would get you in the water and do a few things. I tore the entire boat apart for hours. I cannot find my light. I have a dive light. It's a light bar that goes on top of my GoPro. I cannot find it. Well, it's not a GoPro. It's an Action 5 Pro Osmo DJI Action 5, just to clear that up. But I can't find my underwater light. I ordered it. It was in the Philippines. And I don't know where it's at. I did charge it before I left, so it's in the boat somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and order a new one. And I'm sweaty because I'm wearing neoprene. I'm going to go ahead and order a new one. I won't get it till probably March. So it's going to be a long time before I get good underwater videos. But real fast, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in the water. I'm going to clean the hull. I'll come back out. I'll get the camera. Hopefully we got a little bit of visibility. I want to inspect the boat. I did hit something when I first started, like day 2 or 3. It made a big thud. I don't know if a stick hit the keel or a stick hit the rudder or a stick hit the prop. I have no vibration, no issues, no nothing. But I just want to check everything, my boss nuts and pins and flukes and everything, and the strut and the cutlass bearing. I want to go through and check everything out. I have a flashlight here. I'm going to, after I clean the boat, I'm going to look through the screen of my sea chest. We may or may not have to take that off. If that's the case, I did not 3D print a mount for my mask for the camera. What I may do is just duct tape the camera to the mask, and I'll run some suction cups and some rope and hang some tool bags and get some tools down there. I got to pull the bolts out of it. I got to pull the anodes off of it. I did paint over top the stainless steel screen, so I got to take a hammer and a chisel or a screwdriver and tap the screen out and slide it out, get in there, clean everything up, and put it all back together. Maybe we can do that with the camera mounted on top of the hat, or the whatchamacallit, the mask here. But that's that. Yesterday I did a bit of hiking. I got almost 2 miles of just hiking on the land between the lakes. Apparently you can't walk off a sprained ankle. I mean, gunshot wound, walk it off, makes it better. Broken bone, walk it off, makes it better. Sprained ankle, it gets worse and worse. I got like 1.7 miles, I think, on my little watch there, and I was like, I'm done. I'm going back to the dink. It hurt because I was just on rocks, like 4-inch rocks, just rolling around under my ankle while I was walking for a mile and a half. But that was yesterday. I did a little bit of exploring, a little bit of fishing, took the dink over here to the other. So I say over here, I'm watching the trees. I've been spinning around my anchor over and over and over. I can see my anchor buoy out there, and I can walk out there, and it's behind the boat. It's between the boat and the dink, because the dink's tied to the back of the boat, drifting off. And then I come, I walk outside a minute later. It's over here, it's over there, it's over here. I'm going around it, so that's going to be a mess when I go to pull the anchor up. But the wind is no longer blowing in one direction. That's that. I'm going to jump in the drink, clean the boat, come out, grab the camera, and maybe a flashlight. Again, the flashlight's going to focus the beam, right? You're not going to. It's going to make it worse. It does. It makes it worse. The big long light bar that I have mounts on top of the camera, and it's a floodlight. It's amazing. Don't know where it's at. I have the mount for it. I have the roll cage for it. I have everything for it. All the lens covers, the different shades, everything. But I don't have the light. I don't know where it's at. But I'll order a new one. But again, I said, even if I don't have it with me and it's back in Ohio, I still won't have it in my possession until February or March. So it's going to be a long time before I get that going again. But that's that. Compressor set up. I'm going to dive the hookah system, throw the hose in the water, jump in the water, and go to work. It'll probably take me an hour, maybe. I think it took an hour last time to clean the boat. Then I'll come back out and get you guys. We'll go back and do an inspection. All right. All right. Last time I used that compressor, I lost my voice. The air gets very dry. I told you I heard a noise a long time ago down there, like I hit something. There was this slight possibility that maybe I didn't hit something. Maybe a rope had got sucked into my prop, and my rope cutter popped the rope snapped it, and maybe that's what I heard. That might be it. The visibility is horrible, absolutely horrible visibility. Well, really good for me, but bad for you guys. So I can see on my rope cutter a bunch of wire, rope, vines, or something. I didn't want to mess with it. My gloves are, I have Kevlar gloves. They're downstairs somewhere in my rigging bag. I don't know. They're under the floor, so I got to go get my Kevlar gloves before I start messing with that. But I'll grab the camera, take you guys down there with me. I'll inspect the boat, and I'll go ahead and unwrap the prop. It could be wire. That could have been the noise, or it could just be vines. I don't know. I didn't mess with it. I left it alone until I had the camera down there. So that's it. Let me find some Kevlar gloves, and then we're going to go back in, do a full inspection. And oh, real fast, I have a new bottom job, all new bottom paint, working great. Doesn't stop the slime, so I'm taking a brush and I'm brushing off the slime, and the more light higher up, the more slime. You know, the thicker it is, the less it gets towards the bottom. Under the keel, you never really could get a good paint job under the keel because the boat's sitting on the hard, and you paint the entire the hull. Then you have to pick the boat up and then paint the bottom, and it doesn't really get a good. It just doesn't really get very good. Not a very good coat on the very bottom of the keel. I knew this. Plus, I've also hit bottom a few times. Anyway, long story short, the bottom paint is doing its job. So slime will build up because it's fresh water. I think it's got something to do with this. It's a saltwater bottom coating versus fresh water. But anyway, I have slime building up. No big deal. A little bit of growth in the slime. But under the keel, I noticed I had 2 or 3 long spots of mussels building up. Zebra mussels, and it shocked me. I was like, "Whoa, shoot! I've only been in the water. I don't even know how long I've been in the water, but it's the second time I've scrubbed the bottom, and I already have mussels accumulating on the bottom. So had I not had a new bottom job and good bottom paint, then I'd have mussels everywhere, and they're kind of hard to get off. So I had to use the back of my scraper brush and scrape them off, and then rub them down. But hopefully, we don't find any more. I'm gonna grab a light. I have a flashlight here, and I have a floodlight down there. I haven't charged it in years. I bought it for a job. I saw it down there. Let me grab that, take that with me as well if I can. Maybe that'll diffuse the light more. Not diffuse it, but spread it out more so it's not so focused. All right, let's do it. Let's get back in the drink. All right, everything looks good down there. The humming noise that you hear in the video, it's the weekend. If you can't tell back there, I think it's a weekend. It has to be a weekend because if I'm the only one here, it's during the week anywhere. But if I see people, it's a weekend. That's just how I know. That's my calendar. Hey, look, there's a human. Must be a weekend. I don't know. Anyway, so the humming noise you hear is I had 2 jet skis going on the boat while I was down there doing that, and it's a weird noise that boats make when you're underwater. Everything looks good down there. The material around the rope cutter on the shaft, that was vines, roots, vines, something like that. It was not wire. I thought it was wire at first. I knew it wasn't rope. It was too stiff, but it was like a root or a vine or something. But everything looks good. Oh, and in case I forget to put a little, comment on the transducer, that long black thing with the brass edging around it, that is coated. That's got a clear, I don't know if it's, I want to say ceramic, but I could be wrong. It's a clear underwater transducer ceramic coating, and it's got like 3 coats on it. So it does have stuff on it. I was going to put bottom paint on it, but the bottom paint was, it would react with the plastic. So I went ahead and ordered that clear transducer stuff. But other than that, I think we're good. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm soaking wet. I went downstairs earlier to find my gloves, and I got water everywhere. So I got to go through and mop all that up. That's that. All right, guys. I'm going to get some lunch. All right. It's the morning of the 23rd day. I'll make this real quick. These little talking episode things get pretty long. They add up. We did the hull cleaning and the dive inspection yesterday. I did a little brief description, post-dive description when I came out. And after looking at the video last night, the camera can see much better than I can. It brings in more light. So if you think I see something I don't. It's a lot worse with my eyes than it is with the camera. So I was going through the camera last night, the video. I was like, oh, darn. I need to dive tomorrow and check. I was completely wrong about that because I came out of the water and told you what I thought it was. I'm like, no, that's not it at all. So long story short, we're going to get back in the drink. I got a bunch of tools made up here. I got some underwater epoxy made up here. I put a mount on the mask. It may not work because the camera's going to be above my head and my head's going to be hitting the bottom of the boat. But I want to investigate this crack, and then we'll go from there. I'll leave it at that. All right, find you later.